Hey, what's up everybody? This is Adam again, and I'm here to make another combat tutorial, this time featuring the Overpower Mage. I'll start by showing you some of the weapons we have available and their different passives so that you can see how those affect the different playstyles that the Mage has. And then I'll show you a few of the gems, which are just different abilities that the Mage can use on pretty low cooldowns to help either kite and sustain or increase your burst DPS. The Mage's class ability is just a blink, and you can activate it by pushing shift, and you can go in any direction that you choose at any given time as long as you have power, which is in the purple meter underneath your health bar at the top. The first weapon I have here is the Arcane Staff. And on the left click is the primary attack, which shoots an arcane bolt, which does medium damage to enemies. If I press right click, that's an arcane blast, which does good area of effect damage and is good against melee classes that get on you. If you hold down left click, you can charge up a charged arcane bolt, which deals a lot of damage and travels a lot faster. And the passive for the Arcane Staff is that it loads up these charged arcane bolts really quick. So if your aim is good, you can become a really strong mage. The next staff I have here is the Frost Staff, and basic attacks will slow enemies briefly. It has the same attacks as the right click. And it also has, you can charge up a charged Frost Blast, which will deal a lot of damage and also slow. The third staff I have here is the Fire Staff, which is very similar to the Frost Staff, except it burns enemies and shoots fireballs for damage over time. If you shoot a loaded fireball, it'll burn them even more, and it's a really good counter to assassins that like to stealth, because while they're burning, you can track their movements through the burn. The last staff I have here is the Bloodseeker Staff, and like its name, it's blood-seeking bolts. Look for targets to find. They don't deal as much damage, but they'll help you out if you have a little bit of trouble aiming your shots. So it's a really powerful staff. It gets a little trickier when you're up close and you try and hit someone. You got to make sure you're on the money there. If you charge up the charged Bloodseeker Orb, what it does is it releases a powerful orb that looks for enemies and deals damage over time to anyone that's in the area, and it can go through walls if you're clever with it. Oh, but it missed. But anyway, you get the picture. It's a pretty powerful attack for, positioning and comboing it with the rest of your attacks as well. Now I'll show you a little bit about the Mage gems that we have here. So the first one I've chosen is Arcane Barrage, and that shoots a wave of 3 missiles that actually lock onto an enemy, or try to. And you can shoot 3 waves before the ability goes on cooldown. Now, adding an ability like this into your DPS rotation can allow for quite a bit of burst. The second gem is called Arcane Stasis, and that temporarily makes you immune to all damage and fully recovers your life and power. The last 2 gems I've chosen are Ice Blast and Fire Shield. Ice Blast, after a short delay, releases a wave of frost that slows enemies and deals damage. Fire Shield, on the other hand, creates a barrier of fire that absorbs enemies' basic attacks and returns a fire debuff in return, which deals damage. Well, that basically sums up the basics for playing the Mage. I've heard from people playing the demo that they thought the Mage was a little underpowered, but I think with these tools under your belt, you'll find the Mage to be a pretty formidable opponent and a very strong character and class to play. So check it out and support us on Kickstarter for full featured closed beta access, and I look forward to playing Overpower with all of you very soon.